Hey guys, what is up? It's Amy. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about sustainability and also sometimes about Paris, but not today. Today we're talking about sustainability. 12 simple habits to be sustainable. And I'm not gonna ask you guys to like start your own backyard farm, and some of these are mindsets, so not even things you do, it's just things you think. The first one is being prepared. This is something that I had to work really hard on, and when it comes to sustainability, being prepared is probably one of the easiest, best things you can do for yourself. There's different things you can get, little gadgets that will make sure that you just always have a reusable option on hand, so that whenever you need a spoon, you need a bag, you can just be like, whatcha, I got it, and just always be prepared. Because sometimes you don't even choose to be unsustainable, it's just a choice put upon you because that's the only option. Number 2 is opting for the reusable version. So this is something that I did a lot, and obviously I still do as I'm trying to become more and more sustainable. Like when something, especially if something is done and you've used it up, when you go and purchase a new version or when you go and replace it, try to see if there's a reusable version you can replace it with. I don't know if you can actually see that. I have paper towels, and that is because I just recently moved into this apartment and it came with a lot of things like cleaners and just a lot of things that I don't use as someone who tries to be sustainable. In situations like that, like when you run out of your paper towels, instead of buying a new roll, do a little mental exercise and see if there's a reusable version that you can exchange it for next time that you run out. Number 3, once again, this is something that I literally had never even considered before trying to be more sustainable, but it is to stop accepting freebies. And this is everything from flyers that you get on the streets. I know at my college, even like more specifically, we had like career fairs and like activity fairs, and they're just always handing out random things like stickers, buttons, just they throw things at you. So stop taking freebies that you know you're not going to use. If it's like paper freebies that you're not going to read, take a picture and move on. Number 4 is something that I've gotten really good at and something that I'm really proud of, and it is buying secondhand first. Basically the point of this is if you need something, check the thrift store first. Check, like if you're buying clothing, check Vinted, Mercari, Poshmark. There's just so many. If you're buying a new camera, check to see if there's a used version that you can get instead, or refurbished. Check to see if you can get a reused or like a thrifted version first, and then check to see if there's like a refurbished, and if not, then and only then can you buy the new version of the item. And usually you end up saving money anyways if you buy the refurbished version of things, so you save money and you save the planet. Like it's a win-win situation. Number 5 is something that not a lot of people agree with, but in my personal opinion, focus on big changes or things that you can do that don't take a lot of energy but have a massive output in terms of like environmental impact, rather than killing yourself over every little thing that you can do to be sustainable. And I feel like this is just sustainable for yourself because then you're not worried about a million things. I think it's very important to look at your personal life and then think about the biggest ways that you can have a positive impact. If you're a homeowner, maybe instead of taking shorter showers, just opt not to water your lawn, because that uses way more water than you taking a shower. So like if you take short showers and then you just water your lawn, like there's one that had a bigger impact that you could have taken, and I feel like they both take same amount of energy, if that makes sense. Oh, another example is when it comes to food. One of the biggest things that you can do to be more sustainable is to eat less animal and meat products. And then the other thing when it comes to food is trying to eat package free. That's also a huge impact on the planet. Obviously that does take energy to try to like find things that don't have packaging. Sometimes the easier way out is the most sustainable way out as well. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is driving. You could technically buy a Tesla, but maybe just going carless, that's the most sustainable option, and it's also a lot cheaper. So this isn't something that is like super universal, and I think sometimes it is important to just do the little things that you can. Number 6, the 6th habit is to embrace multi-purpose items. Multi-purpose items are beautiful. We love them. We love multi-purpose items, and it's because they just automatically have a less impact because you only have to buy one thing to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, basically. Like, it's so awesome. So this is my French press. It's this cute little baby sized French press. So basically you just put in your tea or coffee, you strain it, and you get your tea or coffee. So a lot of the ways to be sustainable and kind of make your life easier, it just kind of goes back to minimalism. I feel like minimalism and sustainability are like beautiful. Like they couple so well. Like I ship them. This next one is very important, and it is to never give up. And as someone who's a perfectionist, this is something that I'm very guilty of doing in a lot of different circumstances. Whenever I mess up, whenever I fail, I just give up and just kind of move on. So for example, wanting to wake up earlier in the morning, if I do it consistently for 5 days and then the 6th day I fail, I'm just like, oh well, that's it, we're going back to waking up at noon. So don't do that, because that's just gonna take you back to 0, and then you're just gonna go back to having a negative impact. And the littlest that you can do is better than doing nothing at all. Don't give up on the whole sustainability movement just because something was hard. For example, if you try to go vegan and it was too hard, don't just give up on it entirely. Maybe just go vegetarian. And oftentimes the people you're comparing yourselves to already have so much that, like, they have more resources than you, so it's already easier for them to be able to be fully vegan and like drive a Tesla and all that kind of stuff. So if you can't do everything perfectly, it's fine. Just do the most that you can and just So the next one is kind of similar to number 1, and it is planning ahead, but this is specifically when grocery shopping. When I tell you, whenever I go to the grocery store with no list, one, that's when I end up spending like 40 euros on God knows what. I don't know what I buy. A lot of snacks, but that's also when I, once again, buy a lot of snacks, a lot of things in packaging, and I just kind of impulse buy things. From the past couple of weeks, I kind of restricted myself to only going grocery shopping with a list, and the list is pre-approved, obviously, to be healthy, and also to have things that don't have a lot of packaging and I can cook. And also, when I get to the store, I don't buy something that's not on the list. Having a list is very important, not just for saving money, but also for making sure that you don't make impulse purchases that aren't sustainable. And also, planning ahead when grocery shopping is great, because then you can go to places that have like package free options, like farmers market. Here in France they have like épicerie. So I definitely recommend having a list and sticking to it. That's the most important part. Do not go off that list. This next one is pretty simple, but it's something that I need to work on a lot, and it is turning things off. Amy, what do you mean you don't know how to turn things off? I know how to, I just forget. So this can go for everything from your TV, your lights, obviously. It's very important at the end of the day to turn off all of your electronics that obviously, like, don't turn off your heater, don't unplug your Wi-Fi, like you don't have to go that far, but anything that you're not gonna use through the night and anything that can be just unplugged, unplug it, and just you can plug it back in when you need to use it the next day. And this just saves a lot of energy, and it also saves you money. You see this correlation between saving the planet and saving money. It's almost like Mother Nature is on our side. One that I wanted to talk about is starting small and coming back for later. Think of it as a buffet, right? Oftentimes, I know I haven't been at a buffet in a hot second, but what I would do is I would go to the buffet and I would literally just pig out, get a little bit of everything just so I could try everything, and then I wouldn't finish all of it and then it ended up in the garbage. Very wasteful. Let's not do that. But I feel like this can be applied to a lot of things. For example, clothing. Whenever I go to a new thrift store, I tend to kind of go crazy and just buy everything, but not only is that very bad for my wallet, it's just kind of wasteful to shop like that. If you're getting food from the grocery store, just take what you know you need, and then if you need something, you can always go back and buy it next time. In a more figuratively way, this can be applied to life in general. So for example, I'm the kind of person, whenever I'm super motivated and I want to do a new habit, I tend to want to do all of the habits. So I'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to work out for 2 hours, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m, I'm going to read for an hour. Like, I just have all these things and I just stack them on top of each other. Instead of doing that, just pick one habit, try to do that, and then when you're done with that habit, you can go back and get more habits. Like, this can be applied to so many different things and not just sustainability, which is amazing. So number 11 is using waste in a more productive or creative way. So the reason I use waste in quotation marks is because waste is what you make of it. The reason that in the wild there's really no such thing as waste is because everything has a purpose. So a twig, for example, for us, we literally rake leaves and then throw them in the garbage. Like, that's not waste. Like, those were supposed to rot. Instead of getting in the habit of throwing things away and recycling everything, try to see if there's a way you can reuse something that's waste and like before throwing it away. There's going to be waste generated when you recycle something, so even though it's better than throwing it in landfill, when you recycle something, it's still going to produce waste. This used to be juice in here. I don't know, I think it's apple juice, but instead I put sugar in it. Oh yeah, this is really funny, about my wine bottle wouldn't fit, like it wouldn't fit my fridge because it's so tiny. Like, I don't know if you can see it from here, but my fridge is tiny. I repurposed this, I think is that apple juice? I just put the wine in here. Honestly, there's kind of a benefit to like repurposing things like this, especially glass jars. One, they look really nice. Two, they're free because you would have thrown this away. And three, they're free. Like that's it, like they're free and they look good. And I think we are on our final one, evolving. So basically what I mean by this one is, don't be scared, don't be sad, don't be disappointed if you change things or you evolve. It's perfectly normal. It's human nature to change as we grow, as we learn, as we get new knowledge. For example, something that has changed a lot for me since my sustainability journey is my diet. I've been vegan, I've been vegetarian, I've been pescatarian. Right now I'm like a vegan vegetarian. Like at home I eat vegan, but like I'll get a croissant every now and then because I'm in Paris. Like, I'm sorry to all the vegans out there, but it's okay for things to evolve. It's okay for things to change as you learn new knowledge and as you just change as a human being. Or especially, please don't get hard on yourself if your like financial situation changes and you're not able to be purchasing the same things that you used to purchase, and now you can't afford some of the sustainability things that kind of are high ticket items. Obviously your values aren't going to change drastically, hopefully, but I feel like your actions and some of the little habits you have here and there might change a little bit as you move on, and that's perfectly normal. And my camera's about to die again, so we're just gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video of Vlogmas. Tomorrow's video is going to be a Paris grocery haul, which is awesome because I talked a lot about food in this video. So if you're curious about what food I purchase and how like my diet is since here in France, and also some money saving tips, definitely subscribe and also ring that bell notification so you'll be updated when I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram, it's the same, Aime Maggie. Twitter, I think it's also the same, Aime Maggie. On TikTok, very_Virgo, because I'm a very Virgo human being, obviously. But yeah, I think that's it that I wanted to say for today's video. I will see you guys in my next one, hopefully wearing a different outfit and not just like a cardigan on top. But that was it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.